If you like this content, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with someone who might enjoy this content too. Part 1. Ethan counted the days he'd been gone, 20 in total. As he stared at the ceiling of his room in the beachside bungalow he'd split with his 2 fraternity brothers, and the only friends he'd managed to keep up with from college, his mind wandered back through his life. He couldn't recall much from the days and months before setting off on their tour of the Southeast. He could only recall dropping off his daughter for her first year of college 3 months prior and waving to his son, as the boy disappeared into the throng of high schoolers one step closer to adulthood. 42, Ethan muttered to himself. Where have the years gone, he wondered. He'd done everything that was expected of him. He went to college, joined a startup real estate firm in its infancy, and chased every dollar until he'd amassed enough for a comfortable life. In all the hustle and bustle he'd gotten married, had 2 children, made partner at the height of the firm's success, and sold his half before the crash, ensuring a comfortable nest egg for the remainder of his life. As the dust settled around him and in the rare moments that he allowed himself to think, he tallied up what little he owned that was all his own. The seaside McMansion in St. Augustine, Florida had his wife's touch everywhere. His children covered the fridge, every inch of wall, and their respective rooms. Ethan's existence was nearly non-existent. The showy house and its location had been Julie's doing. He and Julie didn't sleep in the same room, they hadn't shared a room since their son was born. Even the room he was relegated to lacked signs of him. His overflowing closet had been haphazardly curated by Julie. The decor in his room had been her doing too. His existence was not evident in that room. He was 42 with nothing to show for all his years of existing. He had no grand adventures or an epic moment to look back on. Even meeting Julie was not a particularly interesting story. Hell, the birth of his children he'd missed because Julie didn't want him at the hospital. She'd urged him to stay on the road because the more deals he closed the more money he would amass. He served only one purpose to his family. His phone buzzed as it danced across the nightstand. He glanced at the face to see his wife's name dancing across the screen, Julie. He let it ring until it exhausted itself. 7 a.m. replaced her name as the phone went dormant again. He set the phone back on the nightstand face down for added assurance just in case she could somehow see him through the phone. He could feel the burn of a sinus infection creeping higher and higher in his airway. He didn't have the energy to talk to his wife of 19 years, or had he run out of things to say to her? Julie at age 42 was the same as Julie age 23 in appearance, mannerisms, and mental development. It was Ethan that had grown and changed beyond recognition, even to himself. Ethan, having steadily awoken at 5 a.m. every morning for the past 20 years, slowly crept out of bed 2 hours later than normal. He felt a twinge of giddiness for having defied expectations even if they had been self-imposed. He stole a glance at the sun outside. He envisioned his friends Jack and Nate seated in a golf cart already making the rounds on the course, and yet he didn't feel sad. He'd missed tea time. Eyeing his golf attire, he couldn't envision Jack and Nate in his mind's eye, only their predictable golfing attire that no doubt looked identical to his. They would undoubtedly be hard to find in what would be a sea of indistinct white middle-aged men milling about the artificially green lawn. Instead, Ethan opted for a white t-shirt, blue jeans, his most comfortable sneakers, and a black down jacket. He had the urge to go back to basics. He allowed himself an entire hour to slowly groom and dress. He eyed the cologne in his right palm, then set it back down. Julie had chosen and changed out his cologne over the years. In fact, he'd never been fond of adding the step to his grooming routine. Strong scents often left him with a headache at the end of a 12-hour day. As he set the dark blue glass bottle down, he caught a glimpse of himself. His dark brown hair seemingly grayed overnight. His eyes were sky blue but lackluster. On some level of consciousness, he was aware he was still boyishly handsome but couldn't remember the last time he actually saw his own reflection. At 42, his face had changed little. Lines and creases here and there, but nothing betraying the stress he'd been under chasing the good life. He forced a smile at himself, the kind you give to a stranger or an old acquaintance. For the first time in a long time, he reacquainted himself with the stranger looking back in the mirror. Ethan stepped out the front door of the bungalow onto smooth wind-swept cobblestones. He took in the crisp December morning and the weak sun peeking through winter's gray filter. He shivered joyfully as the ocean churned to his right, adding bone-chilling damp to the already biting breeze. He slipped his hands into the side pockets of his down jacket and let his feet lead him wherever they pleased. He didn't know if it was his impending illness or something bigger that led him in the opposite direction of the golf course. Ethan felt a natural smile tug the corners of his mouth as his eyes took in the tree-lined boulevard of Main Street, Queensport. The oaks and magnolias on either side of the road were skeletal except for the occasional woolly pom-pom of Spanish moss, clinging on for dear life. The low squat buildings housing shops and eateries lining Main Street were warm and welcoming, beckoning Ethan forward. "Pretty, isn't it?" a light cheerful voice asked from somewhere behind Ethan. He turned his head to his right, his eyes meeting a pair of unusual dark brown eyes bursting with golden rays radiating from the darkness of the iris. They were strange, there seemed to be more iris to sclera, yet on her they were alluring. They took in everything and betrayed little. The watchful eyes belonged to a small oval face framed by raven black waves framing her small face and cascading down around her shoulders. She had a broad pearly smile which distracted him enough to ignore her more peculiar features. "I'm Ava, and you are?" she asked. "Ethan," he answered hesitantly. She tittered to herself at his hesitance. "What brings you to Queensport?" Ava asked, giving Ethan a once-over. "You're here for the golf course." Ethan felt a warm laugh inflate in his chest and exit his mouth before he could stop it. "I'm pretty sure golfers are the only visitors Queensport sees, and yes, that is what brings me here," he answered, the last of his laughter ending his sentence. "No," Ava said coolly, "with the rise of the internet most of our visitors are so-called ghost hunters. We're famous for our haunted houses. We're listed as the most haunted island of the Carolinas." "You're kidding," he laughed. "Unfortunately, no. We get every kid with a camera within driving distance here in Queensport. I can't tell if the so-called ghosts existed before the ghost hunters started coming or if the ghost hunters willed them into existence." He let out another laugh, one of disbelief mixed with amusement. "It's called a tulpa," Ava stated. "What is a tulpa?" Ethan asked. The internet commandeered the term supposedly from ancient Buddhist belief about the mind's ability to manifest things purely through collective thought, or some BS like that. The age of the internet has somehow willed ghosts into existence with the collective power of sharing and adding on to existing lore, Ava explained, finishing with a half-hearted shrug. "I don't believe it." "Do you?" "No," Ethan scoffed. "I never believed in ghosts and all that paranormal stuff. However, I did believe in Santa until I was 11. So, make of it what you will." Ava closed the distance between them until his chin felt the first strand of flyaway. She pushed off her heels until she was on tiptoes, her chin inches from touching his shoulder or her lips touching his ear. "Do you want to do our own investigation?" she whispered seductively. "Yes," he answered. Part 2. Ethan reconsidered his hasty agreement as he followed Ava down the cobblestone sidewalk. "You're not a serial killer, are you?" he asked. Ava let out a heartfelt laugh, tossing him a flirtatious smirk over her left shoulder. "No." "Are you?" she answered. "No," Ethan replied. "Good. Let me buy you a cup of coffee," Ava said as she stopped before a shop and opened its door. A bell above his head chimed. He hesitated just long enough for the second chime to die before gathering his senses and gesturing for Ava to lead the way. A cup of coffee was just what he needed. There was something hypnotic about Ava that made him equally uneasy and drawn in. As he warmed his fingers against the oversized mug, he found it difficult to stop his head from spinning. It was the sort of dizziness you felt right before a major illness or from too little or too much sleep. "Tell me a little about yourself, Ethan," Ava urged. Ethan pursed his lips in thought. I live in St. Augustine of Florida, he began but didn't know what else to tell her. You're a Florida man? Ava teased. Yes, I'm a Florida man, but I was born in Maryland if that makes a difference, Ethan offered. She let out a soft titter. I'm kidding. I'm sure not everyone in Florida is crazy. You'd tell me if you were a crazy Floridian though, wouldn't you? She asked, completing her question with a playful wink. Ethan chuckled, shaking his head at himself for feeling so giddy. It had been decades since he'd felt alive. What about you, Ava? Tell me about you, Ethan retorted. There's not much to tell. I live on an island, the end. Not much happens around here and I'm equally as uninteresting as this place, Ava replied with a lazy shrug. Then it won't take much time to tell me about yourself and this town, Ethan teased. Ava smirked, her gaze fixed on the oil swirling atop her dark coffee. Back when the timber industry was a kingmaker, this island produced some of the best ships and boats. The foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains grew some of the country's best pine forests. The Sandhills region of North Carolina rendered some of the best tar and pitch from those pines. This island built some of the best ships. With all that money changing hands and making kings, there were many deaths. So-called ghost hunters say they've captured some of the best audio and video evidence of ghosts right here in Queensport. There is said to be a woman in white in just about every queen and in the historic district of Queensport. Some have said to have captured photos and videos of shipwrights hammering away at ships no longer used at sea, like a video replaying over and over. There is said to be a vengeful spirit or perhaps a demon or maybe even an angel that walks the streets of Queensport, looking for lost souls. What makes people think there is something collecting lost souls? Ethan murmured, his head bowed so his words stayed between just them. Most of the stories are just anecdotes passed from one visitor to the next at parties and such, but anyone who has encountered the thing have, Ava leaned closer to Ethan, have suffered horrible mishaps, she whispered. Those who have been chosen ultimately return to the island to live out the rest of their short lives. Some take their own lives, some succumb to illnesses. We've been seeing some new faces and the local funeral home has been busier than it has in decades past. The local cemetery has acquired a few new headstones. I suppose that's what has been fueling the rumors. How are they chosen? Ethan asked, his volume matching Ava's. Ava smiled, her eyes twinkling with mischief. The sound of their heart, she whispered. Heat rose in his chest as did color in his cheeks. He had an inkling he was wide-eyed and silly-looking. He could feel his mouth opening and closing like a fish out of water, still he couldn't collect himself. Gotcha interested, huh? Ava teased, her lips stretched into a full-blown smile of amusement. An unexpected sigh of relief escaped from Ethan, then he shook his head in disbelief. No, he laughed. You're very handsome, Ethan. I bet people tell you that often, Ava murmured. Ethan felt his face burn hotter and sweat begin to bead on his forehead. And you are beautiful, Ava, he said, barely above a whisper. You can kiss me if you like, Ava said casually. Ethan shifted in his seat unsure and a little embarrassed, fighting the urge to ask how she knew he was fully tempted. He studied her dark eyes for signs of disingenuousness, then his gaze fell to her rosy mauve lips. He forcibly tamped down the lump rising in his throat before falling into Ava's space and planting a kiss on her awaiting lips. Ava was the first to break the seal of their kiss, though she didn't pull away. Do you want to come back to my place? Ave murmured against his lips. Yes, Ethan answered. Part 3. Ava's house was one of many Queen Annes in the historic district of Queensport. Calling her neighborhood a district was generous. There were 6 Queen Annes sitting atop a grassy knoll overlooking rolling sand dunes, boardwalks leading down to the Atlantic. All the houses were well maintained, but void of warmth, though they were all painted in warm neutral shades. A shiver slithered up Ethan's spine as he stepped onto Ava's front porch to face off with a set of ornately carved double oak doors. He half expected a grim butler in a black tuxedo to swing the doors open in anticipation of their arrival. The doors did not open, but the uneasiness in the pit of his stomach did not dissipate. Ava sidled up to him on the porch and took hold of his jacket collar before rising onto her tiptoes to plant a hungry kiss on his lips. Wordlessly she relinquished him and opened the right door, urging him forward with a playful tilt of the head and a flourish of the hand. Before the door shut behind them, Ava began undressing them both. When the euphoria of sex evaporated, guilt settled onto Ethan's bare chest. He untangled himself from Ava, throwing his legs over the edge of her cool crisp bed onto the lacquered wooden floor. Ava, I have to be honest with you, Ethan began but couldn't finish the thought. Ava rolled onto her side, propping herself up on one elbow, giving him her full attention. Ethan tried once, twice, then a third time to explain himself to her. The words wouldn't form, then his courage faltered. May I use your restroom? Ethan croaked, choking on the confession he knew he should make. First door on the left, she answered. Ethan heaved himself out of bed and into the long dark tunnel that was the corridor running the length of Ava's house. The bathroom door, like all the doors in Ava's ancient Queen Anne, was made of solid wood, which must have put a great amount of pressure on the hinges because it groaned as he pushed it open. Before his eyes could adjust to the darkness or he could find the light switch, a strong scent bloomed in the air as though someone had risen with a start as he interrupted their ablutions, perfume wafting from their clothes as they slid past him. It was the scent of hydrangea or perhaps violets. He held onto the smooth glass knob for stability as he felt around the near wall for the switch. The switch was more a button mounted to the wall than a modern switch. He pressed the nub into its port and the room warmed with a soft ochre light, revealing a rather cozy and aesthetically pleasing bathroom. A beautiful cast-iron enamel clawfoot tub occupied most of the bathroom. A porcelain toilet and pedestal sink took up the remaining space. All the features of the bathroom were affixed with brass or perhaps copper fixtures. Ethan touched the spokes marked hot and cold with admiration. His realtor brain couldn't help but silently tally up the cost of restoring the bathroom with period-appropriate fixtures. He turned the knob marked cold and water traveled through the pipes with a hiss and sigh. He cupped his hands under the faucet, letting the cold water fill his hands before splashing his face. With a heavy sigh he forced himself upright, gathering courage to tell Ava the truth. Help, a faint whisper came from the darkness and seemingly unending corridor. Ethan shut the water off and strained to listen. Nothing. He crept out into the corridor. Faint light radiated from Ava's open bedroom door to his right, but went no further than a few feet beyond the doorframe. The corridor sprawled endlessly to his left, darkness and nothing more. Ava? Ethan hissed into the darkness. He waited for a reply, but nothing came. He shuffled back toward the light, toward Ava's room. When his feet crossed the threshold, his eyes fell on Ava's small frame stretched across her bed. He hadn't noticed her tattoo earlier, then again, he hadn't paid much attention to anything but her face and body in his hands. She had a set of wings tattooed across her shoulder blades, dove wings or a similar bird with pointed wings. Each feather seemed to bristle as she reached upwards toward her nightstand to place her glass of water back onto the tabletop. Nice tattoo, Ethan said. Ava tossed him a demure smile over her left shoulder. I like birds, she said. Ava, I enjoy your company, Ethan began as he shuffled closer to her bedside. I have to tell you something. Again, a faint whisper from somewhere in the hall caught his attention. He couldn't comprehend what it was saying but could decipher that the voice was distinctly male. Is there someone else here? Ethan asked. Ava furrowed her brows then shook her head. Ava, I'm leaving tomorrow, Ethan began. I have something for ya, she interjected, popping up and slithering to his side of the bed. She sloughed something off her left wrist and held it out to him. Something to remember me by, she offered. Ethan reached for it. She placed an ivory cuff in the palm of his outstretched right hand. It was a wrist cuff carved into the likeness of a single feather, curved to fit perfectly around a small wrist, Ava's wrist. He smiled sadly at the offering, then at Ava. "Can I see you again tomorrow?" he asked. Ava tilted her head to one side, letting her dark waves fall off her left shoulder and settle onto the pillow he'd quickly come to think of as his pillow. She wrinkled her nose, a soft smile tugging at her lips, then she shook her head. "Oh," Ethan breathed, taken aback by her casual rejection. "I guess it makes sense. I'm just here for today, and honestly and transparency is best." Ava slid off her bed and began dressing. If you like this content, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with someone who might enjoy this content too.